Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to Post Market Report sponsored by Delta.exchange. And today SGX Nifty indicated lower opening, but we opened lower. But nobody thought this kind of accelerated selling. Anyway, FIIs have been selling for huge quantities for the last two trading sessions. They were expected to sell today also. So once yesterday's low was broken, there was a very good selling. And global markets were actually not that bad. Asian markets, nowadays they are not reacting to negative news because, in Asia we have some positive news like China lockdown restrictions and this and that. But India is reacting too much to the US markets. So Nifty broke 16,400, which was considered as a support, and it even tested 16,350. Nifty future low was 16,354. But one good thing is that it closed above 16,400. So technically, there was a huge gap up on May 30th. Until May 27, the high was 16,399. It was just 1 point below 16,400. On May 30th, there was a huge gap up, and then market went up to 16,800. And technically people say if there is any huge gap up, at least after some time the market will fall back and will touch that level. That's called gap filling in technical analysis. So that gap has been filled today. So now the point here is that, so the May 30th gap up, now that gap has been filled and market has recovered about 60-70 points from the low level. So at least now today's low should not be broken. So otherwise it is considered as more bearish. So today also FIIs have sold for 2,300 crore. So the third consecutive day their selling is more than 2,000 crores. And I think with this, in just last 3 trading sessions they have already sold more than $1 billion. But one good thing is that for the third consecutive day, their selling is less than the previous day. Day before yesterday, they sold for about 3,800 crore, yesterday 2,900 crore, today 2,300 crore. So the selling is coming down. But of course, domestic institutions have bought for 1,300 crore, but that was not enough to arrest the fall. So tomorrow, it's all about RBI policy. Tomorrow, at least we may not follow the global cues very strictly, or at least until 10 a.m. when the RBI policy statement is out. So everyone is expecting rate hike because the RBI governor in a television interview, he already stated it's a no-brainer question when asked about the rate hike. But the question is, how much rate hike? If the rate hike is only 25 basis point, it will be good for markets. But the median expectation is about 40 basis point. But if anything more than 40 basis point, markets may react negatively, particularly banking and auto stocks. But if there is any tinkering with the CRR or any other thing, then markets may react even more negatively. So I am hoping for only a 25 basis point rate hike because you all know that I am always bullish and that is what I expect. So if there is only 25 basis point rate hike and if the global cues are supportive, but we don't know how much the global cue is going to support, then there may be, we can expect some recovery from the banking stocks. Even today in the last half an hour or 1 hour, there was some kind of a recovery in banking stocks. So right now the US futures are lower and we have to see where the US markets closes to see the global cues. And today, as expected, HDFC twins and IT twins drag the markets down. Why HDFC twins? As and when FIIs are sellers, HDFC twins will fall. And as and when NASDAQ not doing well, of course NASDAQ was in green yesterday, but today NASDAQ future was down by about 100-150 points. So IT stocks came under selling pressure. And in addition to that, because of RBI policy, even Kotak Bank and ICICI Bank also started falling. So Kotak Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC Twins, 4 stocks from financials down. And then IT stocks are down, that is TCS and Infosys. Then only stock left with is Reliance. Reliance was trying its best to trade in green, but at the end of the day that also came in red. So all the 7 Hritik stocks ended in red today. But though Reliance has fallen, surprisingly today the energy sector did very well. Out of the 10 stocks in the energy sector, except Reliance, and all other stocks have ended in green. Another surprise was the auto stocks. Today auto sector also ended in green, and crude oil is trading above $120. Interest rate is being increased because most of the people who buy the car, they take the bank loan. So when the interest rate goes up, so the EMI also goes up. So despite that, auto sector did very well. Now looking at the open interest, so there's some interesting thing. Yesterday I told you the people are doing 16,500 short straddle, and I told you the approximate premium was about 300 rupees. So 16.2 to 16.8 they have a buffer. But today the way in which it was falling, there was a huge unwinding in 16,600 PE, 16,500 PE and 16,300 PE. And surprisingly, there was no unwinding in 16,400 PE. And why? And people are converting that 16,400 in PE into short straddle by selling 16,400 CE. So at the closing, 16,400 CE and PE combined premium is about 200 points. So that means these people will make some profit only if Nifty trades between 16,200 and 16,600. That's roughly about 200 point plus or minus from the current level. But by looking at the global volatility, by looking at the Indian markets volatility, by looking at huge FII selling, tug of war between FII and DII, I do not know whether this is a good bet. And especially tomorrow there is a RBI policy. So if RBI policy turns out to be good or bad, the Bank Nifty can move 400 to 500 point, and that alone can contribute to 100 to 150 point for Nifty. So personally, I would not like to do that one. So this is all about our market. But coming back to US markets, why yesterday 300 point gap up Dow? Nobody knows, because the global cues were good and it was up, and then it was sold into. Now just half an hour before I checked, Dow future was 300 point down. And why? The retail chain Target, you may remember a few weeks before, one particular Thursday, Wednesday night, the news came that Target results was very bad. The next day we gapped down 300, 400 point here. So that was an expiry day. So there was a lot of problem, and I also lost a huge amount of money that day. And today the Target has issued a profit warning. They are cutting down their inventories, they're cancelling some orders. When they have announced it, then immediately the Target shares has fallen 9% in the pre-market. So when Target shares fall, all other retail chain will also be falling. And the other major retail chain, Walmart, has fallen about 4% in the pre-market. So once again, the market is coming into jittery mode in US, Target falling 9%, Walmart falling 4%, So the huge commotion is once again. So US markets are likely to be in commotion for another 2 days until the consumer price inflation data comes on Friday, and the people will get some clarity about the inflation. But anyway, in my opinion, that is also not going to be very good. So right now, most of the markets are trading okay, but there are only 2 markets having huge problem. One is US markets, the other one is Indian markets. And both these markets are moving very violently for the headline news, and that is going to continue. So tomorrow we have RBI policy. I will tell you this roller coaster ride will continue. And just look at yesterday Nifty high was 16,220, today's low is 16,350, which is about 270 points. And this huge move, more than 200 point up and down, is going to continue for the next few days. So let us hope for best tomorrow. So that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. Thank you for watching.